This is Judah McNeil. I am back with the Roto Hackers. I think I said something else last time. And we are your unauthorized source of fantasy football news and entertainment. I just want to do a real quick little, maybe a little tutorial for, we'll call it for the waiver wire. And I have a new bumper for the waiver wire that I love. The waiver wire, it's waiver wire time. Today's Tuesday. Tonight, most waiver wires go through. You want to pick people up that will help your team. So here's a couple of helpful hints, some tips. People that are on IR. I'm thinking of, let's see, right now, someone that I have on IR is George Kittle. They just put him on IR. That means that he's going to be out for 4 weeks, but you can put him on your IR spot. Some leagues have 2 or more IR spots you can just move him down there from your bench. It's like an extra bench. You can put him down there. It gives you a spot, an easy spot. You don't have to drop anybody to pick somebody up. You can also put people that are out. You can put them on your IR spot in Yahoo Fantasy. I'm not sure about the other ones, but you can try it at least. Give yourself a spot on the bench. Who is injured? Okay, well, got a bunch of people that are injured. You got to know who's injured. Look it up. Google it. But key injuries to monitor. Like I said, George Kittle is out for 4 weeks. George Kittle, tight end for the 49ers. He's out. He's a major, I think you spent probably a 3rd round pick on him. I did, at least in one league. So Brock Purdy, also on the 49ers, toe injury, shoulder injury. He's not going to do great. You might want to replace him. I don't know if he's going to be out week 2, but he probably is not going to play great. He's at risk to miss week 2. So you need a quarterback for that. He's a quarterback if you have him. Xavier Worthy, he's going to be on out. I don't think IR. You can put him down there. He's wide receiver for the Chiefs. And if you need a wide receiver, I have someone I'm going to talk about. Drake London, it looks like he's a little banged up, but I don't think he's going to miss week 2. But a lot of wide receivers underperformed and got hurt. Jawan Jennings, he's hurt, maybe facing he's going to be out for a couple of weeks. What is it? Disciplinary. I forget whatever it's called. Evan Ingram, he's out again. Who is it that AJ Herschel was talking about? He's always injured. What does he have? I'm not sure. He suffered a calf injury. And Brock Bowers, who probably looks like he might be back week 2, if not week 3. So he might only be out a week. Brock Bowers is a tight end. Some people took in the 1st or 2nd round, a tight end for the Raiders, huge pass catcher and playmaker with a knee injury. Looks like he'll be back soon. It's not too bad. It's just MCL, not the ACL. So lots of blood flow to the area from what I hear online. Now, some notable injuries that people might be coming back. Tajay Spears, running back for the Titans. He is on injured reserve. You might be able to go get him. He's still going to be out for 3 or 4 weeks, but you could put him in that IR spot that I was talking about because he is on IR. Let's see. Jalen McMillan, I think he is on injured reserve as well. He plays for the Buccaneers. He really had a breakout a couple of games during the playoffs last year. Go and pick him up, put him on your IR if you have a spot. Puka Nacua. Now, I don't think he's on IR, but he suffered a head injury. He's not really popping up a lot of places. I had to really dig for this one. Puka Nacua, major, like a 1st round wide receiver, 1st fantasy round in the fantasy draft, maybe 2nd, suffered a head injury, really bad. He was like bleeding, probably missing next week, maybe more. but he did return to finish the game, so that's probably why people are not saying much about his head injury. Uh, Something to watch. He's probably going to play next week. Puka Nacua, keep an eye on him. He might be out. Something to watch. I don't want to get you all worried, but okay. So, question is, who do you drop? Now, I did want to show you. This is who is on my waiver wire. Now, this is probably different than everybody else's, so take it with a grain of salt. But for those of you on the youth group league, on the junior youth group league who are just kind of figuring things out, this might help because this is from that waiver wire. So they have this is all the trending people that are being picked up, trending pickups, and a lot of people are looking at streaming defenses. If you're streaming a defense, if your defense looks terrible or playing a tough team, like a high-powered team, like say the Eagles or Cowboys, or somebody who's going to be Chiefs, or if they're going to be playing the Ravens, if your defense is going to be playing them, drop them and pick up. I don't necessarily like Los Angeles as much as I do San Francisco. They're going to be playing probably the worst team in the league, or New Orleans Saints. New Orleans and the the Carolina Panthers are looking to be the best teams to play your defenses against. Tip. All right. Think about that. Look for those people. So San Francisco is playing New Orleans and New Orleans and the Saints. And later on, you see Arizona is playing the Cardinals. I love those matchups. Big points, big possibilities for pick six, because the quarterbacks on the New Orleans, on the Saints and on the Panthers are abysmal. They're young, not very good, throw a lot of picks. Okay, who else? Let's keep it flowing. Harold Fannin Jr. I like him. A lot of people have to pick up tight ends because they're worried. If you had my man Kittle, or if you're worried about if you had Ingram, or if you're worried about Brock Bowers not coming back next week, a great pickup is Fannin. He plays for the Cleveland. So okay, so let's let me just go through and mention these guys. Quentin Johnson, he's on my waiver wire. I like him. Caught a lot of balls. He used to have a lot of dropping problems. He's on the Chargers. I love Herbert. If you need a quarterback, pick up Herbert if he's on your waiver wire. Now, a lot of places he's not, but in some places I was able to pick him up, in like big leagues, in like where a lot of people are playing and need spots on their bench. Let's see. Booty we'll talk about later. Austin we'll talk about later. Ertz I like a lot. I had him in a lot of places and dropped him because I thought for some reason he was on. I just wasn't thinking. I was stupid. I thought he was on Arizona. No, he's on the Washington Commanders now, they're called, and his quarterback loves to pass to him. Fields is a good pickup. He's for quarterback. He looked great, and he runs a lot. He's going to get a lot of points for fantasy players. Arizona we talked about. There's some other people in here. Tongus might be somebody you pick up just to play instead of Purdy. He's going to be playing instead. He's going to take over in real life for Purdy. Not really great at him. Keenan Allen, huge pickup right there. That's why I put a bigger heart there. Keenan Allen looks like he's back with his team he played with before. He is got a great connection with Herbert, and he's being peppered with throws. Pick up Keenan Allen. I like, I think his name is Brandon Strange, the tight end for Jacksonville. I didn't really mention him in my breakdown, but he is a I think is a pretty good tight end. I'm kind of on my own island there. Now, Quentin Junkins, that leads us to let's go ahead and hit the real waiver wire. Okay, so let's get rid of this and let's talk about some people here. So Quinn Sean Judkins. Quinn Sean Judkins. We're talking about a guy who is he's a running back for the Cleveland Browns, and he's kind of a problem because he failed. First, he got in trouble with the law for, I think, battery, assault, even domestic violence type stuff. Maybe not a great guy. I don't know. And then he, like, kind of being, I don't know. He wouldn't sign, and you have to sign at the beginning of the year when you're a rookie. You negotiate for money. He just kept holding out. I don't know. It strikes me as somebody who's not a great guy, but he may be a great running back. Right now, he's on some kind of weird thing. I think you may be able to put him on IR. I'm not sure. But if you want to take a chance on Quinshon Judkins, when he comes in, he could be the running back for the Browns. Now, low bar, but it could be a great pickup. It could be this is kind of one of those, wild card. You pay a little bit, you get a lot of return. Or since you just paid a little bit, you just got him off the waiver wire. He's on the waiver wire in many of my leagues where I'm playing in youth groups and stuff like that, free leagues. But yeah, I would say take a chance on him. But somebody who I think is better than that, I think he's more of a surefire, is my man Bashal Tootin. Bashal Tootin, great name. And I'll tell you why. So let's put up his little. So we're talking about running backs, waiver wire running backs, and we talked about Quinshon Bashal. He was a running back for the Jaguars. They just traded away the guy ahead of him, who I liked, Tank Bigsby. They gave him to the Eagles to back up Saquon Barkley. Take it for what it's worth. I think Saquon's fine, but it's weird. Maybe you want if you want the backup for Saquon. If you have Saquon, well, unfortunately, Tank Bigsby is probably not on your waiver wire, but people might be dropping him. We'll talk about that later. That's a sleeper wire type thing. But Bashal, excellent in college. He's a tough runner, very tough between the lines. He's going to have to wait, though, until, let's see. So until, let me just get this, make sure this is right. Yeah. Until Travis Etienne, who is the main running back now for the Jaguars. This guy's a rookie. Travis Etienne looked great in week one. Was he a week one flash in the pan? I don't know. He looked good. But I'm pretty sure Bashal, based on what everybody's saying, Bashal will be the number one running back by the end of the year. Travis Etienne gets hurt a lot. This guy is worth putting what I put 13 to 15% of your fab on. I would not. Yeah, I would use my whatever your priority on him, if that's what you're doing for the waiver wire. Okay, next, who do we have? Let me go to the banners here. Dylan Sampson. So let's get Bashal off of there. Dylan Sampson. Where's my Dylan? Dylan Sampson. We're going back to the Browns again. He's really who looks good. He's the rookie who looks good right now on the Browns. He's the only one who I would take if Quinshon does not do it. If Judkins ends up just being like fined, or he misses a lot of time, Dylan Sampson is a good little pickup. Put 5 or 7%, 5 to 7% of your fab on him for the waiver wire. Pick him up. Who would you drop? Who would I drop from? Let's see. I would drop. Would I drop Braylon Allen? No. Would I drop Woody Marks? Yes. Woody Marks is somebody I picked up everywhere thinking, oh, he's going to take over. He's like this guy, but he's going to take over for Houston. No, he's not. He will not be taking over. So, and I'm talking about Woody Marks. Now, Dylan Sampson may, depending on what happens with Quinshon Judson. So just keep that in mind. Who are some of the other guys? Let's see. So let's get rid of Dylan. Trey Benson, not a rookie. Not a rookie, but somebody who I've always kind of liked, always picked up. And I think this may be his year. He is a running back for the Cardinals. And let me just make sure I get this right. Let's see make sure who is ahead of him is James Conner, an older guy. I think James Conner, this is what I was going to look up, is like 29, and every year gets a little banged up. It doesn't say how old he is. But Trey Benson looked great week one. James Conner got most of the carries, but don't be surprised if Trey Benson starts getting about 50% to more starting next week even. So that would be somebody I would definitely put on my bench if he is on your waiver wire. Probably not in many leagues. Okay, we're going too slow here. Going too slow. Let's go quick. Oh, we're into wide receivers. Okay, so wide receivers, you got a little look there. Marquise. So Hollywood Brown. Basically, everybody calls him Hollywood Brown. This is part of the big Xavier Worthy getting hurt and being on IR. Who stepped up? Well, nobody guessed it, but it happens to be Marquise Hollywood Brown for the Chiefs. He really was the target for Mahomes, and he had a lot of points. I think now he could be a week one flash in the pan. That's why I don't have him too high. None of these players, here's another tip. I do not like spending a lot of fab early on in the year. If there's somebody that's just, like a rookie that everybody's talking about, it's like, go get him. Some big injury, like a big injury for a running back, though, because running backs, you have just a natural successor. They call it a handcuff. In this case, there wasn't really any big injuries for running backs, which is interesting. Most of the injuries were tight ends and wide receivers. And so, this one, it could be him. Somebody else could step up, but I do think that I would put 13 to 15% of my fab, $13, $15. I'll probably put $15 on him if he's on your waiver wire. A lot of waivers he's not. Next is Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen. I talked about him already. I love him. He's not going to be on a lot of your waiver wires, but he is on the youth group. What is it? Minor league youth group fantasy league. So go get him. I said 11 to 13. If all I need is a wide receiver, I'm spending more. Okay, I'm spending 15 to 17. If I'm hurting for a wide receiver, Keenan Allen has been with the Chargers before, had great rapport with with Herbert, his quarterback, and I believe he is going to make a difference. Now he gets hurt. He often gets hurt. So, in light of that, because somebody else on I do want to talk about somebody else on the Chargers. That's Quentin Johnson. I already kind of said a little bit about him. So Keenan Allen often gets hurt. So who would be next up? Quentin Johnson. And Quentin Johnson was doing just as well, I thought. He's not dropping like he used to. Now he could go back to dropsy. He could turn back into a pumpkin. Do I even have a Quentin Johnson? Yes, I do. No, that's not. Yes, Quinshon Judkins. We talked about him enough. Where's my Quentin Johnson? Well, so anyways, Quentin Johnson is somebody that I would definitely want to go out and get, especially if Keenan Allen. If you think Keenan Allen's going to get hurt, he's older. Quentin Johnson is like his second year. All right. Well, it's been about 21 minutes. I just want to wrap things up here. So let's just skip down. I do want to talk about Calvin Austin really quick because Aaron Rodgers, just like Wilson last year, just had this natural chemistry with Austin. He must be there must be something about him that the quarterbacks like. So I do want to mention Austin. Do I have a? No, I don't. Okay. So, oh yeah, Calvin Austin. If you see this guy in your waiver wire, pick him up. I might even this guy or this guy. So Hollywood Brown or Calvin Austin III, because I'm a big Aaron Rodgers fan and I'm rooting for him this year, I would probably go with Calvin Austin for probably like 13 to 15. Okay, just real quick, I wanted to let's get rid of this banner and talk a little bit about. So that was wide receivers, tight ends. Just real quick, go through them. Dallas Goedert. I would spend 13 to 15. Zach Ertz. Now, these are guys that are probably not on your waiver wire, but I have seen them. I dropped Zach Ertz many places stupidly. Dallas Goedert looked back to his normal self. I think he was hurt last year, and I think he could be one of those wide receivers that does. Tight ends that does excellent. Zach Ertz does. He could get you like at least 10 points, fantasy points a game. Okay, and lastly, we want to talk about quarterbacks. There's a few that I wanted to mention real quick, and then I got to go. But Justin Fields, you get the running. So every 10 yards, you get 1 point that he runs, as opposed to every 25 yards, you get 1 point for, for yards thrown, and 6 points. If this is a 6 point for touchdown for your quarterback league, I would say if you need somebody, and who was I thinking earlier? Oh yeah, somebody I picked up, found on the waiver wire, was Kyler Murray. If Kyler Murray's, I would go out and trade for Kyler Murray right now. They've got a great, they have a great wide receiver core and schedule, best of all. And Kyler Murray does a lot of running. But sort of a Kyler Murray light is my man right here, Justin Fields. Go get Justin Fields if you want to get some high scoring from running. And they're probably not going to win a lot as the Jets. You might get those garbage time touchdowns. And then similar, speaking of garbage time, Daniel Jones. I don't know what to say. Same thing. You get a lot of running. They seem to be actually working well. He looks better on the Colts. And speaking of the Colts, J.D. Giddens. If Taylor, the running back now, goes down and gets hurt, they have a great offensive line, and Giddens This guy's name is J.D. Giddens. Remember his name. I wonder if I have a banner here. No, I don't. This is somebody to look out for. This is not Waverwire. I wouldn't put. You could probably get him for free. Wait till everybody clears. Go get him with $0 tomorrow. Just pick him up off of free agency. But J.D. Gibbons, he might be somebody people are talking about next week if Taylor gets hurt. Sorry, I should not have any banners up. I don't have. Okay, so yeah, this might be somebody that everybody's talking about. So, J.D. Giddens, remember that name. Otherwise, good luck. I hope everybody does well on the waiver wire. Don't forget to move. I mean, this is common knowledge for a lot of people that have been playing, but some people that are just started moving your wide receiver. I mean, I'm sorry, anybody who is out or on IR, you can move them down to your IR spot. It's an extra bench spot. All right, thank you, everybody, and I hope you have a wonderful evening and good luck on the waiver wire. I'll play it one more time because I really